Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, this video won't be going out for a couple of days, but tonight I'm doing a fundraiser for Bernie Sanders. Now, I'm kind of working against my own best interests here because as a comic, I have learned that what's bad for the country is very, very good for comedy. So as a comic, I'd be better off if Donald Trump got elected president. I mean, remember George Bush? George Bush was terrible for the country, but he was comedy gold. I mean, first he got us into Iraq, and the Iraqis started doing shit we weren't planning on, like fighting back. Then the Katrina thing came along, and he was totally inept and incompetent with that. Matter of fact, there are still children missing from that hurricane that they never found. And they looked everywhere. First they went to Michael Jackson's house, then R. Kelly's house, and then the Catholic Church down the street. And just when we thought that Bush couldn't do anything more, couldn't screw things up any more than he already had, he took the whole economy down. Not just in the United States, but in the whole world. People lost their houses, their jobs, all their money. It was terrible. Even banks were closing, which I don't really give a fuck about that. If my bank closes, I'm out about $50. I owe them 20 grand. I go by there every day just hoping there'll be a close sign on that bitch. But you know, there are people that a few years ago, they were living all high and mighty. And now they're broke. They don't know how to handle it. I've been broke a long time. I got broke skills. Now, let me give you an example of broke skills. You go to some people's houses, look in the refrigerator. They got big jars of ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise. I get that shit from Burger King. And when you're broke, you can't just take a woman out anywhere she wants to go. You have to negotiate that shit. Like, no honey, I said dinner or a movie. The main thing is to stay positive, to keep a positive attitude, to take the negatives and turn them into positives. Like if you owe people money, that's a negative. But they do call you up a lot to see how you're doing, and if you owe a lot of people money, you can feel very popular. And if you owe the utilities money, you don't get regular mail like everybody else gets. You get mail that makes you feel special. Shit is bright red. It says, urgent, open immediately. Some people will hire other people to call you up about the money you owe. I'm like, look, this between me and some other motherfuckers. I don't know why you want to get in the middle of all this shit. And what makes you think that you've got a better chance of getting the money than the people I actually owe it to? That's when they come out with their big threat. We're going to put a report in your credit rating. Well, if you can find room for it, just slide it in with all them other reports, which you should have checked before you gave me the money. And despite my financial problems, just last week in the mail, I got a pre-approved credit card. It's for $8,000. I called him up. I was like, do you know who the fuck I am? And the guy at the other end of the line, he was like, yes, sir, you have been pre-approved. I said, okay, I'll see you in court. And I went shopping. But see, I might be broke now, but I'm going to be rich. And when I get rich, I'm going to stay rich. Not like these people, you see it all the time. They're rich on Monday, back to being broke on Friday, because they go crazy and start spending their money on all kinds of stupid shit. I saw in the news this guy spent $750,000 on a bottle of wine, and he ain't even going to drink it. Now, if I spent $750,000 on a bottle of wine, I'm chugging that shit down. Then I'd fill it back up with Kool-Aid and auction it off again. Do you remember the movie Indecent Proposal? Guy gonna spend $1 million to spend one night with a woman. Now that's a special kind of horny motherfucker. I mean, I've been real horny in my lifetime. I don't think I've ever been $1 million worth of horny. I've been $40, $50 worth. And I'm not ashamed of it neither. Now, I have nothing but respect for strong, independent, intelligent women. But I like a hoe. See, a hoe's got ethics. A hoe won't pretend to be nothing else but a hoe. A gold digger will pretend to be a hoe till she gets your money, and then she's all like, whatever gave you that idea? Well, maybe when you was rubbing my dick, I got that idea. And personally, I don't think there should be any laws against prostitution. See, coochie, it's the most powerful force in the universe. So the government passes all kinds of laws to regulate the coochie. If a woman wants to give it up for free, that's legal. If a woman wants to trade it for dinner and a movie, that's legal. But if a woman wants to make a straight coochie for cash transaction and eliminate all the bullshit, they send her ass to jail. Now that just ain't right. Because coochie is valuable. And the government passing all these laws against it, that's interfering with the free market. Because I'll tell you something. I love comedy. It's done amazing things for my life. But if I could make my living fucking, I'd never tell another joke. Thanks for listening.